Food safety for animal products. Food safety of meat and poultry is protected by inspection at the processing plant of the live animals, the organs and carcasses after slaughter, the processing facilities, and the facility's written food safety plans. USDA and Minnesota Equal II plants have an inspector there every day to conduct these food safety inspections, and that's called continuous inspection. You can find a plant with continuous inspection at this link. Some plants get their facility inspected a few times per year, but don't have that inspector present every day, so they're not under continuous inspection, and the packages of meat will not have a mark of inspection. If you're selling meat to a school or other food business, it must have a mark of inspection, which is proof that an inspector was present to verify the health of the animal and the operation and general sanitation of the plant. Here are examples of marks of inspection that may show up on meat or poultry packages. The triangle is for historic wild game species processed at a USDA plant. All Minnesota Equal II plants will use the same state of Minnesota outline on all meat and poultry products. When you contact a plant to schedule butchering, plan really far in advance because butcher schedules are tight. And ask for inspection of your animals when you schedule, because some plants offer both inspected and non-inspected processing on different days. You need a day when the inspector is there. Do you need a license to sell meat and poultry? Not if it's 100% product of your farm. If no off-farm ingredients are added, you don't need a license. But if off-farm ingredients are added, then you do need a food handler license from the Minnesota Department of Agriculture, and this link will get you started on that process. Typically, you're going to get frozen meat or poultry back from your plant. Keep those products frozen. Store them in a freezer that maintains 0 degrees Fahrenheit or below. If you have a temperature-controlled vehicle or freezer to transport, that's ideal, but transporting in a cooler is acceptable. You need to make sure you can keep the product temp at 10 degrees Fahrenheit or below the whole time it's out of the freezer, and limit that time out of mechanical refrigeration as short a time as you can, but definitely less than 4 hours. Generally, your storage and transport areas should be clean, free of debris, toxic chemicals, soil, and animals of all kinds. And there is much more information about selling meat and poultry in the local food fact sheet series available at this link. Moving on to shell eggs, first thing is to check with the school whether they purchase eggs at all, because they have to use pasteurized eggs for some purposes and may choose not to buy any shell eggs. But if they do buy eggs, then your eggs for sale must be cleaned, candled, graded, packaged, and labeled. Safe cleaning is important. No immersion in water because eggshells are porous and they'll suck up water. Dry cleaning of small batches can be done with sandpaper. There are commercial egg washers available, but wet clean of small batches can be done according to the protocol in the Selling Minnesota Shell Eggs fact sheet. Handling detects cracks and unidentified floating objects within eggs, and grading is a way to measure egg freshness. You can find lots of resources about these things online. Storage and transport, generally the same as for meat in terms of cleanliness of your storage and transport vehicle. Keep animals out of there, keep it generally clean. And the temperature that's safe for eggs is 45 degrees Fahrenheit or below. That inhibits the growth of salmonella bacteria. You can transport eggs in closed clean coolers. Use leak-proof ice packs to maintain the temp. And again, keep that time short that they're out of mechanical refrigeration, as short as possible. Do you need a license to sell eggs? Not if they're from your own flock. That would make them product of your farm. If you have more than 3,000 hens, you must register with USDA. And if you have less than that, there's a voluntary registration with Minnesota Department of Agriculture. You can find the form at this link. And much more information about selling all of these things in the local food fact sheet series. Thank you.